And I'm going to go ahead and do to the computer. Okay, and welcome to our book club called GoPro, and we are on chapter 5 this week, you guys. And I love this chapter. I know a few weeks ago, Terry Fisher was like talking about how her chapter was 3 pages and whoever had chapter 5. And I'll tell you, I was, like trying to get me through the wedding because my son got married a week ago today, and I still have 3 lash extensions on here to prove it. 1 over here and 2 on this side. Hopefully they're coming off soon and I won't look lopsided or weird. But I had the wedding, and so I thought I'll leave myself off the schedule until after the wedding, and then boom, that was my chapter, the big long chapter that I get to do. But you guys, actually, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on what's in this book because it's really something that I think all of you need to go in there and read. And so last night I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and all of this stuff started coming into my head for you to share. It's when I think most clearly because there's no noise. And so, can everybody hear me okay? Because I have somebody saying they can't hear me. Okay, thanks. That's the face I'm looking at this morning. So good morning. And so what I want to do is just help you guys learn what I think is important about this chapter and the concept that's around this chapter. He does say that this, by far, is the most critical skill that we need to develop. That's what Eric Worre says. But what I also want you guys to know is that it can be developed. It's easy. We have all the tools that you need, and we have so many trainings that help you learn what is the right thing to say and how to say it specifically for our products and our business opportunity, even more so than what the book will. But I love the book because you'll start understanding the basic principles that you need to live by and work with, and that will help you get a foundation going, and then you can fine-tune it to Arbonne in your business by the trainings and things that we have here for you, and by what you hear us sharing. But what I want you guys to know is that if you will not get overwhelmed by it, but study it, know that these are principles. Don't try to go in there and memorize anything. I don't even like talking much about verbiage, so whenever I got this chapter and I saw that so much of it was verbiage, I was like, ugh, because it's the last thing I like to talk about, nor do I believe we need to spend all of our energy learning and memorizing, because that's what people try to do. They think there's some magic way that you can say it, and there's not. There's principles of what needs to happen, and then just be you more than anything else. Be you. And that's what you guys are going to hear us say on these calls so much, is that you're going to learn in this journey, maybe for the first time on your journey in life, you're enough. You are good enough. But I will also tell you, sometimes you have to get better. We all are always getting better, but we have to think with a different mindset. We have to sometimes think with out of our heart differently than the way that we have been, allowed to think or trained up to think, or maybe even think that way out of self-defense because that's the way your life has been. And what I know, you guys, is that what matters most is who you are in your heart and how you're asking. So, don't look at MVPs, you guys, and think, gosh, they are, so good at this and they're natural at this. It's because they've practiced. They've had lots of personal growth. They have worked hard intentionally. I love how he did say in the beginning of this chapter that he was really bad for the first 3 or 4 years. He was frustrated. And then he started studying the successful people, the professionals. And MVPs are professionals. VPs are professionals. I mean, there can be consultants that are professionals, but he started studying the professionals and went to work on learning from those skill sets. And that's why you guys, MVPs, look so natural at this. And you think, well, that's why they are the MVP. That is not true. So if you're thinking that and that's holding you back, trash that thought, because that's not what is making them successful. I promise you, I was not savvy. I was not skilled. Whenever I started this business, I went region in 4.5 months, not because I had EMVP behind my name, not because I was driving a white Mercedes, not because I knew what I was doing. It was because I had heart. I will tell you that. And I had already worked hard to become the kind of person that I needed to be, that people trusted. And that is what I want to spend time talking about here today. The other thing that I think we do, that I do love that he talks about in this book, is that you are either hunting people or fishing for people. And I always just think of, in the Bible, he challenges us to go be fishers of men. And so that's what I love, is that fishing is what we are always doing. We're I don't want to say baiting, but we're kind of baiting people to want to come to what we have to offer them, because they are naturally interested in it. I mean, a fish is naturally interested in having some food dangled out in front of them. And it's natural. It's not, we're hunting and killing. And I love Chris Widener. Years ago, I went to a training from him, and he talked about, people are out there, and you get in this business and you're so desperate and you're so hungry, or you just maybe have a heart that, what can I get out of others for myself? And that's the kind of heart I'm saying we have to work out of and grow out of. But he's like, you're out there and you're hunting. And he said, what happens whenever you're hunting? You shoot and you kill. And I will tell you, when you hunt in this business, people feel it. People know they're being hunted and they run from you. Now, I'm not going to say that everyone that is running from you feels hunted because of you. Sometimes it's just the nature of this business. Sometimes it's their own personhood and what they have had to, what they have had to, suffer. Maybe they've been hurt by something in the past. That's why I love some of that verbiage about overcoming obstacles and objections from Eric Worre. I know Beth Gallardi's done a great call with that. Because you have to understand and have compassion of where people are coming from and why are they running, what has happened to them in the past. So it may not all be you, but what you have to do in every situation in life is always look at you first. I don't care if you're in an argument with your husband or you're disagreeing with your children or whatever. You always want to stop and reflect and go, what is my part in it? And what am I doing that's good in this? And what am I doing that may be reacting with emotion or whatever? So if you're hunting, you're killing, and they're running from you. And that's why you can't get anyone to listen to you sometimes. Now, again, it may be them and their history. And then we need to just keep fishing for those people that have been hurt, because eventually they'll start to trust that your offer is natural and genuine. And again, that's what we're going to talk about. So if you're hunting, you're desperate for you. This is talking about you. And if you're a hunter, you're working out of desperation. And that's, you guys, this is such a hard thing to have to try to learn how to work with and camouflage a little bit out of, you're going to have to build belief in it. Because when you're desperate, you look like a hunter. You look like you're hunting down to find somebody that is, willing to take on your load and help you get what you need, so that you no longer have to feel like this or worry about that. And everybody else has their own load to carry. They don't want to add your load to it. And that is when you look like a hunter out there, when you're working out of desperation, when you're working out of inspiration, when you are still desperate for this to work for you. I was desperate for this to work for me, but I worked out of inspiration. I worked out of being inspired by hope. I worked out of being inspired by the belief that was surrounding me with the proof of the people that had been successful before me. I worked out of my heart that had such a heart for other people and wanted to help more people, but my current lifestyle had limited me in being able to do how much I was able to do and wanted to do, because I didn't have the margin in my finances and I didn't have the margin in my time. And so I was limited in how much I could help. And whenever I found out about this opportunity and really heard it and received it for the first time, I was inspired, because I thought, I can now help more people. I can help them help themselves. And that is the difference. An inspired person, no matter how desperate we still are for this to work for us, but working out of our inspiration, not our desperation, is what a fisherman looks like in Arbonne and in network marketing. Somebody working out of desperation, and I'm going to say this, and somebody who is naturally just selfish. And I know none of us ever think we're selfish, you guys. So this is something I want you to really just hear my heart in and do your very best in doing a little reflection on yourself and going, am I being selfish in this because I am so desperate for it to work? Am I a selfish person at heart where I really worry more about me than I do anyone else? Or does my heart break for them as much as it does for things about my own situation in my own life? Or am I so overwhelmed, stressed out, and consumed by my worries that I don't have that margin and I haven't increased my capacity to be able to look and feel compassion for anyone else? That is where we get to grow in this business, you guys. And so be patient with yourself, but be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up if that's the way your life, it makes me cry, because I know your life is hard for everyone, you guys, and I don't want to make you feel bad about it or make it even harder on you. I just want you to realize that it's like the scripture, and I am so bad at quoting quotes. I'm a great paraphraser about, I'm watching the Blue Jays and things fly around out there, and I've put bird seed out for them. But you know what? They don't have to worry. They do not worry about where their food and their needs for life are going to come from, and because the Lord will provide it. I mean, and he says, if I provide for even the birds, don't you think that I would even make and provide for you? Because I love you and I made you in my image. And that is, you guys, what I want you to know is that I'm not making it harder on you, because I know life is hard for you already, but I want you to just trust that you're gonna be okay. So take desperation out of the equation. Start creating an attitude of gratitude. Start being excited that somebody who loves you, maybe you don't even know who it is. You may not, but I will tell you, somebody loves you, whether you think it's the person that gave you this gift or you think it is from whatever your faith springs from. Then somebody gifted you and is an answer to your desperation and your prayers by providing you this opportunity to do something about it. Now, it's not magical. It's not like you just rub the genie bottle and poof, here comes Arbonne, and you're going to not have any of those problems. You have to be faithful with it. You have to take the gifts and use the talents that you have and be able to put them into action so that it can actually create, more fruit out of what it is you do with it. And I love how John Maxwell talks about, he spends his time with those that are using what he knows he has been given as gifts and talents, and will take those and then put them out there to even more people that they know that he won't ever have a chance to touch or reach or help. So that is where you can try to decrease the desperation feeling and work out of and be more receptive to seeing and feeling the inspiration that really goes into how you got here. I mean, it should inspire you. Gosh, it does me when I think about how I got here. It should inspire you to know how exciting it is that this is where you were, but now this is what you've got, and you can do something about it, and that you cannot wait to get out there and tell the rest of the world. And when you do, I promise you, whatever you say to the world, when it's the person that is, ready to hear it, because timing is everything, you will get them to say yes to hearing you about your products and your business. And you guys, timing is everything for people. And we have to just stay in here and do it until you're done. I mean, I will do this until I'm not on the face of this earth anymore. But I know that Martha McIntyre specifically, I used the products for 12 years before I ever did this as a business. Martha McIntyre, forcefully hunted me and talked to me for 3 years before I was able to see clearly what she was trying to give me. And so that's where I just want you guys to try to think about where you're coming from and be honest with yourself, be hard on yourself, in asking, am I so desperate in my situation that I've become selfish in it because all I can think about is what me and mine need. And I have not even considered or thought about what somebody else needs. Because if you come into this business with that, you're going to come out hunting, you're going to be killing, and people are going to be running. So I hope that right there, you guys, if nothing else, that's the foundation of what I want you to learn. And I have not looked at one of my notes, so we'll see where, and I'm going to, filter through the rest of it. I know some of us have been at retreats and stuff where we have used like skits where we have a vomiting Vera, a negative Nancy, a roller coaster Rhonda, an apologetic Angela. I made up some of these, a doubting Thomas, things like that. And then just an excited, inspired consultant. And that is what we sometimes look like whenever you are working out of desperation instead of inspiration, or you're, more selfish and focused on you, or, sometimes you are just ignorantly excited and stuff. And we do look like vomiting Vera, but I'm going to talk about what you can do in all of those. I will tell you what helps you build your confidence and competence in your skill set of asking is when you grow your belief in the 4 areas that we talk about all the time in Arbonne: the products, the company, network marketing, and yourself. And I'm praising you for being here and doing the things that you were taught to do. It's why we say, if you don't hang in here and stay connected, you will die. I know people have been asking, what are your top 5 getting started things? I'll tell you my top 5. And if you want to write these down real quick, sign yourself up as a consultant, or whoever you're working with, sign them up, get them on the products, get them working on a dream team immediately, get them booking their activity, and get them connected. If I had to do a top 5 or a fab 5 on what I do, when people go, what do you do to get them started? That's it right there. And it's because if you get connected and stay connected and you get yourself into activity, you can be really bad for a while and still get enough progress and get into enough networks that with practice, you get better. And he did say on page 46 and 47, there are 4 fundamental rules, which sort of, are some of what I talked about, but I do want to touch on these. Rule 1, emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. And you guys, what you need to know is that yes, always ask. If you're hearing no, 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 then ask and make sure that you are getting help and going, what would you say back to this? Lindsay was just doing a coaching call right before we got on here. And it's like, don't hear no. Sherry Nickel has talked about it many times about how she was hearing no. And then whenever she called, we tweak it just a tiny bit and boom, all of a sudden the changes, it changes the results drastically. So, but at the end of the day, if you're hearing no, just be okay with it. Be emotionally detached with it. And I will tell you, you are a lifer in this business whenever you hear a no and you feel more sorry for them for saying no and rejecting your offer this time. It doesn't mean they're never going to get another offer from you, but rejecting it this time because it's hard, it's worse for them than it is for you, because you are always going to have somebody else and be able to find somebody else to talk to. They just missed out on the one, maybe we get 2 in our lifetimes, life-changing opportunities in every way, not just financially, but in every way, a life-changing opportunity. So when you learn how to become emotionally detached, and I will tell you what my goal is in all of this, is that I know that I've been given this gift and I've been charged to use it and to be faithful with it, and use it as a vehicle to empower other people to first believe in themselves, take care of themselves better, all of the things that I know I do in this business. And what I know is that my biggest concern is, am I being faithful in that? Am I asking? And I don't worry, did I ask it perfectly? Did I do whatever? Because it doesn't have to be perfect. If the right thing, if you say that, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So I know that if I just get it out there, it at least starts a conversation. And at the end of the day, they get to decide what to do with it. But I know I was faithful. And my goal at the end of every day And at the end of this life is to hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant, because I was faithful and not selfish with the blessings that I had been given in my life. And so at the end of the day, when they say no to me, I'm like, I feel sorry for them, not me. And not because of where I'm at, you guys. I did this early in my business because I thought, how can you give this up? And I know that's the perplexing question, and that's what makes you start questioning, am I doing it right? And then you start maybe doubting yourself, and it starts this negative cascade in our head and our mindset. But stay confident that you are going to get it right with the right people if you stay here long enough, get connected enough, and work to get better every day and stay consistent in it. Because if you start, stop, you're always going to feel rusty. If you just do it consistently, I love how Eric Worre said, I got out to 100 people as fast as I could, and then I consistently, since that time, have worked to do 2 a day. And that consistency, 2 a day, is what is going to keep you sharp all along the way. The second rule is be your best self, which we basically talked about, being a fisherman, not a hunter. The third rule is bring some passion, and that is that inspiration and excitement and not vomiting Vera. And we're going to talk about what that looks like, or if you just pick up the Dream Team verbiage, that's what it looks like, is it's inspired. You're inspired, you're passionate, and you're able to break down step by step for them why. And in your head, you don't even know it yet as a new consultant or somebody who hasn't perfected this skill. But if you use that tool, which Eric Worre says, tools are more important than people, because you don't want to depend on somebody else. You want to use a tool that you can learn from, and then you can duplicate it from. And if you use that tool, it will help you know exactly how to identify all of the right things in a person that you're thinking about for this business. And you will be able to be passionate about and know exactly how to go talk to them in that genuine, inspired way. And that is how you can help control your selfish tendencies and train your head to think about and look at somebody else and what they need and who they are as a person and why they would be a great fit in Arbonne, not be somebody who's out there just hunting because you're desperate for them to take on all your problems and fix them for you. So the fourth rule, have a strong posture. And the professionals are bold and confident, not apologetic. I love how, Lindsay always says, I tell people what they want to do. I tell people how I want them to think, because you're confident that when they do, they will benefit from it. It's a win for them. Okay, you're going to want this ASVP of this system or this set at the end of the show. And if they are just absolutely, I can't do that, I don't apologize for it. I don't, onesie-twosie it. I go, you know what? Then your best deal and what you're going to want to do at this point, because I know you said you wanted more energy, you needed to lose some weight, or you wanted to, get these products because you can just instantly feel the difference in your skin, is start with a 150 order, get your free product, get your membership, book an event with me, and let's get the rest of your ASVP at your event at 80% off and for free. And that is you having a strong posture, not being apologetic, not thinking, oh my gosh, this is only for some people, not others, because this business, your business, well enough to know that Arbonne makes it affordable for each and every person, and that we can match their budget if they will partner with us and help us help them. And so you're going to need to build that muscle, those 4 things. And when you do, you're going to have that calm confidence. You're going to be like that light up on the hill for people that just shines bright in the dark world that they're living in. And you're going to look like hope to them because you are out there making a difference for your life, not because you're depending on them and you're placing your desperation on them, but because you are being faithful with a gift that you've been given. And then you are also out there helping offer and share that gift and plugging them into the same success system and support system that you are using in order to be able to help them get successful and have their dreams and hopes, come true. So it's your confidence that inspires people, that becomes noticeable, because you're not Debbie Downer out there. You're not woe is you. You're not a victim in the world. You're out there doing something about your situation. It may not be perfect yet. Your body may not look great yet. Your skin may not be good yet. Your business may not be a success yet, but you are in the process. You are excited, you're inspired, you're confident, you're grateful, and you're no longer frustrated and negative out there in the world and looking like everyone else, and you shine bright. And that's whenever people are going to come up to you, and you really want to become that person that they come up and they go, I don't even know what it is you've got, but I want it. And it's the hope, it's the passion, it's the confidence, it's the gratitude, attitude of gratitude that people are automatically attracted to, and they don't even know it, but that's how you're going to get people to want to follow you. And if you can just start believing that about you and walking that walk, then you're going to have, and always know you're going to have enough people that are going to be able to for you to talk to meet the needs for you and your family. And it's always going to be a struggle, you guys. This is never going to be easy. You're never going to hit a point in your business. I promise you, I'm a 4-wide EMVP, and I still need to be making things happen in my business every single month in order for me to continue to have a successful business. And so just know, if we do these things, we don't have to worry about it. Get comfortable with it, and know that this is what life is going to feel like from now on, and that it may not be completely comfortable now, but it will be. So work the dream sheet, team worksheet, you guys, and that's going to help you come up with, the first few names. I always tell people, flip it over on the back, and then write down enough names that you can start going through those questions and genuinely identifying how and why you want to ask them to hear about your products or your business. But what you want to do is do that, like Eric said, so consistently that you can start doing it automatically. You don't have to have a dream team worksheet in front of you. I can see it in my head. I can tell you exactly what each one of those 5 questions are that we ask about each and every person. And now whenever I'm out and about around my day, I can be in a conversation, and I'm skilled enough today that I can do this automatically. I don't have to get that person's name, go home, and then write down, what did I feel about that person? What was great about them? What is it that I heard them say whenever I heard I need Arbonne? And do they have enough money to be able to, get started on some products? Would they be a dream team person or not? Whatever. That's where you want to be able to just do it on the fly. You want to be able to know also in your mindset that every person that you add to your 40 faces sheet, every person that you have on your action plan or your dream team, those names don't ever go away. Even if they say no to you in your offer in the beginning, your list, they just get shuffled a little bit, because every 6 months, you guys, life changes drastically for people. And what was a no before might be a yes today, but it can only be a yes if you stay here 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 10 years down the road, and keep checking in with people every few months, because their life changes, but they see you consistently doing your Arbonne business, growing yourself, the changes that it's making in you, the confidence that it's giving you, and you become more attractive as their life may get harder, and all of a sudden their no is a yes, and they see you as that safe person that they can trust, that will take them all the way to wherever they need to go, because you're a constant in it. You're not in and out. You're not wishy-washy. Those are those things about you that you have to stop doing if you ever expect anyone to be faithful and want to follow you. So always look at yourself first, and don't ask, what's wrong with them? Ask what's wrong with you. And again, I'm not beating you up. I'm just trying to help you see what it is we might need to work on to get the results that I know you want. And then be grateful for Arbonne, you guys. I mean, my gosh, congratulations on an incredible month. I know there's lots and lots to celebrate. Shout out to Tracy Moore and her team in Sacramento for hitting a strong first step region, not in GTC month. They did it in April. They were in second step for May, but now are back in what we would call first step qualification in June, which is absolutely off the charts exciting, because that is consistent effort and growth. And they took advantage of everything Arbonne offered them, the Jump on June, and all of those, you know, California dreaming goals that they're shooting for. And this month, there's already new things out that Arbonne's offering for you to do those $2,500 building blocks. And so take advantage of this to go reconnect with old people and never take them off your list, but always be able to have them on your list and be able to use what Arbonne gives you as a touch. And offer people, the new people, all the things that Arbonne gives you, the same incentives that we get for the old, but also the free gift when they sign up, the free shipping, the rewards when you order again within 2 months. So that's the things that we can do to continue working the list and growing our network, not you know, always thinking, well, that person's gone because I talked to them and they said no. And you guys just know this is a numbers game. Be others focused. I'm running and scrolling through my notes. You know, we've talked about people having their antennas up or being hurt, you know, somehow in the past and running if they feel hunted, or maybe you are fishing, but they, you know, are afraid to trust that you're fishing, not hunting. And be about other people and be that light up on the hill, you guys, and know that I love the Coach Carter quote, and I don't have it here and pulled up completely, but we don't serve the world by living small. We don't serve the world by dimming our light, you guys. We serve the world by being bold and confident and growing us and being our best self and letting others, whether they like it or not, watch us and eventually decide, I would like to be more like that, instead of criticizing that or being afraid of that, or not. I'm at least interested in learning more about it and not automatically just saying no. So I know it's 10:33. I pretty much can let this be the end of it, but I hope that you guys got what you need out of this call, even though it's probably not the way I normally lead a book club call and dig out what's in this chapter. It's absolutely what was on my heart and what I believe in my heart about how people get successful in this business and on this journey. And we're here to support you, love you, and celebrate you, but also challenge you and never, ever, ever let you be less on our watch along the way. And I thank you for letting us be that for you in your life. I love you guys. Any questions or comments, guys? Any other thoughts about this? Any great verbiage, trainings, or things? If anybody knows anything, you can post some of the things in the texting area so that people can know where to resource it. And if not, yeah, I know, Beth, love this book. Me too. Me too. And I hope I gave you enough of the book today. But if not, go read the chapter, you guys, because there's tons of good stuff in it. But I was struggling a little bit with how am I supposed to share this with all of you guys? And because I think of verbiage the way I do, this is the way I preferred and felt like it was better for me to do for you guys. So I love you guys, and I wish you all the very best.